Dear friends, in the previous short clip, I went for discussing the often confused words from a kind of general perspective. When we come to analyzing the word criticism from literary perspective, the term criticism has much more significant meaning attributed to it. Criticism is the act of interpreting, analyzing, and making judgments of individual or comparative worth of works of art, such as literature, movies, or anything which involves a deeper evaluation in analysis and study. So, literary criticism is the interpretation, analysis, classification, and ultimately the judgment of literary works. It is usually in the form of a critical essay, but in depth book reviews can sometimes be considered as literary criticism. Criticism may examine a particular literary work or may look at an author's writings as a whole. So, a literary critic is not someone who merely evaluates the worth or quality of a piece of literature, but rather is someone who argues on behalf of an interpretation or understanding of the particular meaning or meanings of literary texts. The task of a literary critic is to explain and attempt to reach a critical understanding of what literary texts mean in terms of their aesthetic as well as social, political, and cultural statements and suggestions. So, when you don the role of being a literary critic, you should not merely discuss and evaluate the importance of a literary text. Rather, you should be a literary critic who seeks to reach a logical and reasonable understanding of not only what a text author intends for it to mean, but also what different cultures, ideologies render it capable of meaning. Well, let's understand why criticism of literature is important. Naturally, it's a way of promoting works and increasing popularity of authors. It has also been a way of dissecting, exploring, understanding in depth about an author's perspective, his or experiences, while you also try to be objective as the critic. So, in addition to developing one's aesthetic appreciation, this kind of criticism helps one to be more creative, imaginative. It develops our understanding, awareness. It also helps us to, analyze plots, themes, and characters. So it serves various aims and objectives. So, literary critics may conduct a close reading of a literary work, critique a literary work from the stance of a particular literary theory, or debate the soundness of other critics' interpretations. So, the work of literary critics is similar to the work of authors writing evaluative texts. One thing that you should remember, the criticism will depend on the critical theory employed by the critic. Say, for example, if you read a text from the Marxist point of view, you look out for aspects which are pertinent to Marxism, Marxist theory. Likewise, if you are reading a particular text from the feminist theory or say gynocriticism, you look out for those elements and aspects when you are evaluating the text.